Hello and welcome back for season 3 of Twin Peaks. Jeez, it's been a while, guys. I mean, I haven't put up the Firewalk with Me video yet, but we only recorded that last week.
And don't bother.
No, it was a great one. I think you guys were super enthusiastic. I think that your enthusiasm is just going to peak during this season. Like, it's just going to start to build in this one. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
I mean, it can't diminish, right?
We're already starting from rock bottom.
Sean is a huge Twin Peaks fan, clearly.
I am hoping, Ben. Like, you're promising? I do hope so.
Okay, all right. So this episode is actually just called Part 1. They're all called just Part. So
No Germans involved.
but I did see the subtext for the episode was something about Log Lady. Did you guys see that?
What
no,
subtext?
because I was very happy to.
So not
see the
subtext. There was like a little line.
blurb.
Blurb. Thank you.
Little
Blurb, thank
blurby.
you.
I didn't read it, no.
All right, I'm just going to get straight into it as usual. I expect you guys are going to
Please.
pipe up with your comments and dysentery. There we go. Yeah.
Thankfully, not today when the toilet was in the hallway.
Well, if it was in the hallway, you would have made a bit of a mess. Okay, all right. So we start with a view of the parquetry and curtains that we are very familiar with from season 1 and 2.
But
and
they are so much clearer.
yeah, boy, are they clear, aren't they? Look at that, all those Ks.
It's like we can see your paws, Ben. That's how good it is.
Yep. Wow, that is good. So
And thanks for pointing it out.
yeah. Now I'm paranoid about my paws. Thanks, Nelly. I'm gonna have to go do a treatment. I have to stop this recording.
Patch it up in post, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I do all that stuff in post. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you do.
Okay, so this is actually revisiting a moment from season 1, which I think was in season 1. It was like the 3rd episode or something like that, where Cooper is dreaming and he saw Laura in the Red Room. And Laura tells him that she'll see him in 25 years and then says, meanwhile. And I remember at the time asking the question, what was this? What is that? Is she
Was
like
it
a
right angles like that, or was it more like was it a little bit more tree? Wasn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
like that?
it was something like that, but it's still.
I'm sure it's not important. You're not interested in the detail?
Yeah, I was just like, I remember at the time asking, it's just now I think to myself, is she like doing an audition for Sale of the Century or something? I don't know. Anyway.
Is it a tree?
Yeah, at this point, I'm like, why doesn't Cooper look any older? Hasn't it been 25 years?
I had the exact same thought, and it's only now that Ben has said it was recorded back then, and it is a replay of it.
Oh, well, there you
that
go. I feel good
understand
about
what's happened.
realizing
They
within
did-
30 seconds.
It does look like they have remastered it as well, Sean.
Yeah, and it's gone from actually the original footage probably
That
was
bit's
16:9. It was probably
Oh, well,
filmed in
that's
16:9,
what me.
but edited into 4:3.
It still looks old though.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when the next thing you cut to is like this beautiful, pristine, landscapey kind of stuff, I think. it was.
We're not quite there yet. Oh, you're getting
Oh,
a
we're
bit
not
ahead of
there yet?
yourself. No.
Oh, is
Well,
this the opener?
Yeah. So 25 actual years later, and I just wanted to make sure you guys understood. Not only did this come out 25 years, but 25 years have passed in the Twin Peaks universe as well. Okay, all right.
Mhm.
24,
The other
actually.
thing, like being trusted enough by that point in your career to be allowed to do something so stupid.
I think
like
it was just
25
over the
years
years, people
between-
just being, they should come back in 24, because everybody's like, remember that moment in season 1 when Laura Palmer's whatever that was?
Wasn't everyone like that though? Like I never heard anyone say.
Anybody ever say, remember that part in the second half of season 2?
No.
The good thing is though, he's had 25
Exactly.
years to put together a good story.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
something.
him and the Nick Frost, because they both
He's hoping.
wrote it. So okay, all right. So 25 years later, and I've put. So this is this is the intro now. Sorry. So it's all. And I've got old footage. I don't know why I wrote that. The new intro, HD, waterfall,
Yeah.
old music.
Long, boring intro still. Also, there
It
is
was
an
a good shot.
editor. There is an editor called Dwayne, as in D-U Wayne.
I
He's
saw
been
that.
there the whole time, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
I think so.
poor guy.
In such big letters.
He's probably
Shout out to Dwayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dwayne. Yeah.
It
Sorry
was a
to-
nice shot.
Sorry to all the people named Dwayne. All right. So we go to a black and white scene, and we can see the giant guy from season 2. I think is the first time we saw him. Is that right, or was he in season 1? I think. No, it's definitely season 2 was the first time we saw him, because the beginning of season 2 was when we saw his real world doppelganger, which is that really old dude. Because I sort of assumed that this is not a spoiler. I just always assumed
No, I don't remember.
that the really old. Don't you remember the guy who shuffles in with the milk? With
Oh,
the
okay.
warm
So there's the
Yeah,
hotel
that
attendant
guy.
old guy who drops things and like is clumsy and whatever.
Yeah, and I think
And then
that's
there's the
they're
giant,
technically the
and you're
same
saying that's
person.
him.
That's what I
I
think.
think I decided they weren't.
Okay, I don't
Oh, you
actually know that for
think
sure.
Actually the same actor.
They're definitely
They
not the same
appeared
actor.
at the-
Oh, well, there you go. I did figure that out. Good.
They appeared at the same time in the last episode.
Oh, did they? Oh, damn.
It's okay, Ben. Time travel where you can be in the same place at the same time is fine.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were the same.
So sorry, just I might have misheard you a moment ago, Ashan. So the actor of the giant dude is the same guy. It is
No,
the
I
same
think
guy.
they weren't. No.
No.
As the guy who played the giant.
Yeah,
did
he played the
first
giant
season.
in the first in the second season. It's
Yes,
totally the
he's
same guy.
reprising his role.
But he's not the same as the milk guy.
Yeah.
No. The actor's not the
We're talking
same.
about two different things.
Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, all right. So
I
so
have no idea what's going on now. So let's carry on.
did you have an
I don't
idea
think
before
so.
we talked about this?
I
Nah,
now
I
have less
believe
than an idea.
you were correct. Just ignore everything that Ben has said in
Okay,
the last few minutes.
good.
I don't know what you mean. Anyway, so the old guy, the giant guy, who is also now old, talks to Agent Cooper, who's also there.
But-
and-
So he never did the weird reverse talking before, though. He talked
Okay, can't remember.
plainly. He never
Yeah,
did
that's
the.
Giant.
Sounds
Even in
true.
the dreams.
no, he never
Maybe
appeared
he-
he never appeared in the Red Room. That's why we've never seen him in the Red Room.
But we
Maybe
can't
that's
tell
why I
he's in
didn't
the
take
red
the
room
giant.
because it's black and white.
Well,
No,
I
we can
think
tell,
Cooper's
Nelly.
soul or whatever is stuck in the red room. So whenever we see
Ah.
normal Cooper, he's in the red room.
Okay,
It's the
so
same. That's
Katie,
the
you
curtains are the
just-
same.
Because he is stuck there and it's batty in his body. That's why he looks terrible and has
What?
a tan. Okay.
okay,
Oh.
hold on, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Slow down there, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. Okay. All right, so I put a note here saying the giant dude's talking backwards skills are actually probably the best I've seen so far.
Way better
Especially-
than Laura's.
Wait, are they not just recording it and then playing it backwards?
No, they're recording it backwards and then playing it forwards.
But they were, yeah.
Is that not what I said?
No,
No.
no, that's not what you said. So they originally filmed it and they're saying the sounds backwards.
So
And then
instead
when
of
they play
Ben,
it-
you'd say Neb.
Well, probably not exactly like that, but yeah. That's why it all sounds
Okay.
just a little bit off because the intonation
Yeah.
and everything isn't quite there. Okay, so
That thing that you just said, Nelly, Ben can take that bit of footage in editing and reverse it and see how it sounds. Ben will do that.
We'll all give a version. So Neb, Katie. It's Ben backwards.
Oh, I was.
Oh, you're trying to do your
Say
own.
Are you okay, Katie?
I showed you
Kind
my-
of a-
Neb.
Yeah, is it kind of a long N? Nib.
It is. It is kind of a long N. Do you want to give it a shot, Sean?
Something to say then.
No.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to try. All right, so.
Oh, come on.
Good. I did it.
Okay,
Once I realized what was happening.
Neb.
Oh, but you are going to reverse it.
I'm totally not going to reverse it. Okay, so we hear a strange noise from the phonogram.
Repetitive, annoying noise.
Yeah, so
I
it
think.
sounds a little bit like an electrical noise to me. Is that what it sounded like to you guys?
It sounded like noise,
Kind
Ben.
of like radio static.
Yeah.
Hmm.
A part of it, yeah.
So
They gave us a good long listen to it.
yeah, they did, and it plays at the end as well, end of the episode.
Is this one of those
They
things
do
where we
that
have
for
to call into
everything.
the radio station and say what the sound was?
It's a can opener.
Mystery sound.
And what would you say that sound was, Sean?
I paid zero attention to it.
All right. Okay. I need to. We've got a lot to get through. Okay, so I need to move things along.
We're not holding you back.
All right. So the giant dude says it is in our house now, and Cooper says it is. Then giant dude says it all cannot be said aloud now. Remember 430. Richard and Linda. 2 birds and 1 stone. And Cooper says,
With
I
one
understand.
stone.
And I said,
Wasn't it
I do
with
not
one?
understand.
Someone does.
The
I
giant
also
dude
said,
says,
"Ben,
you are
should
far
write this
away.
down."
And then Cooper disappears in sort of a weird staticky way.
That we see later.
Yes,
What?
we do.
The
See the
staticky
weird
thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I don't remember that, but okay.
How many times did you watch it?
So twice. That's, 3 times now. Okay.
I don't know either.
But
by
I
the way.
wanted to talk to you guys about what he said, how he's like, it is in our house now. What do you think he means?
The White House.
The lodge, possibly.
Trump.
I meant the White Lodge. Sorry, the White House.
The White Lodge.
Well, the house
Maybe.
is the dark house, right? The red curtains.
And how he's saying it, basically he's saying that they can't just say what they're thinking out loud now, maybe because whatever it is will overhear them.
Bob.
So that's why there was a code? Because he
Maybe.
definitely won't be able to decode the code.
Okay, all right, I'll continue on. We cut to a camper in the woods. A truck pulls up with 2 boxes on the back, and we meet Jacoby again.
We can tell from the glasses at least.
This was a really quick scene, and I really enjoyed this scene.
Yeah.
Did you like
About
how
2
he had,
minutes and they unpacked a box.
did you like how he had
How many
sunglasses
shovels
on
was one man
and
in?
took his sunglasses off, and underneath were his glasses?
So we knew who he
Pretty
was.
fun.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciated it.
Because I wouldn't have recognized him.
It's a delivery of shovels, many shovels. The delivery guy, who appears to
Mhm.
know Jacoby, offers to help, but he's turned down, and Jacoby says he prefers to work alone.
I mean, if you've got that many bodies to bury and you need a different shovel for everyone, then fair enough, you work.
That's
alone.
true.
What do you think the shovel's
kind of-
for?
He's got a fistful of spades. He's going all in.
Full house.
Okay,
But
all
that
right,
was that was the pretty scenery.
I'm going to move on because Michael made a good joke about the spades. I didn't think of that, but well done. Okay, we cut to New York City.
Thought
Jealous.
when I saw the doctor was that HG Tannhaus was wearing the doctor's glasses for some reason.
That's the Dark and Twin Peaks crossover we need in our lives.
Little cross promotion.
Yeah. So we cut to New York City and we see a cityscape, and we slowly zoom in, and we zoom into one specific building.
Slowly is right. There's like 3 establishing shots before
I-
we get to the building itself.
Yeah. So
I wrote fast-paced show. This isn't.
okay, someone's upset. So
And then they go and do my favourite thing: introduce new characters.
Oh, all the new characters,
All
Sean,
the
I'm
new-
with you.
Yeah.
all right, okay, calm your farms. So we zoom in, and we end up zooming into we don't actually zoom in, we just sort of, the focus moves in, and we focusing on a brick building. So I didn't actually mention it in my notes, but my assumption anyway, at least the way they frame it, is that the interior of the building that we're going to is not on the ground floor. That it's because there's a lift. There's an elevator.
I got that feeling when we were inside the room. So
Yeah.
We were looking out the window and there weren't other buildings immediately there. And it
Yeah.
was definitely New York because it said so in plain text. So therefore, we were not on the ground floor.
Okay, all right. So we see a guy. In the building, a stone one. We're introduced to a large glass box attached to a circular opening that goes to the outside, and we can hear the outside through that hole. It doesn't look like there's a way to get inside the box from within the room. We see that there's a young guy sitting on a sofa who's just sitting there watching the glass box. And
I
there's-
wrote
Yep.
25 years old. Whose love child is he? And then
I wrote the same thing. Phil.
whose love child is he?
I wrote baby ?
Oh.
And then I wrote, what's in the box? Is it Bob?
Bob Watch.
Okay. Well, we don't know.
It's a very large room, sort of with a pedestal and a couch on it. They've gone to quite some trouble to lay that out.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of cameras that are also pointing directly at
And all the hardware
box.
underneath it.
I don't
And
know
then
what
the
that under.
storage system as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's fine. In 15 minutes, we can move on to the next scene.
hold on, I'm nearly there. Okay, jeez. I'm trying to get through this as fast as I can. Okay.
Not you.
No, I meant on the show, not
The
you.
show, yeah.
What if this turns out to be the most pivotal scene in the whole show?
Goodness, Ben, move on.
Was the most pivotal scene in the whole episode, though, well, that room was. Anyway.
That room was, yeah.
All right, a buzzer goes off and an electric voice says camera 3. The guy gets up and appears to change the memory card in one of the cameras, then puts the used memory card into a larger box where it appears that many
Clearly they
other
do not
memory
have-
sticks are stored.
They don't have your technology, Ben, where you don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, it's called
Need the
deleting
NAS.
footage. We hear a buzz that sounds like an elevator and then a voice over an intercom that says delivery. The guy goes through some security doors to another smaller room where a security guard is sitting and a young woman is there with 2 coffees. And his name Tracy. Yep, go.
Gracie.
The nanny?
The
Tracy.
youngest. Yeah, couldn't think of her name. The youngest kid from the nanny.
The nanny,
Isn't
yeah.
it Gracie?
I thought she looked familiar.
She's a lot
She was
smaller
also-
than she was. Or I
Yeah.
think
She's also on the daughter on Californication.
There you go.
okay.
Mum walked in and goes, "Oh my god, that's," and I was like, "The nanny, chill, sit down."
In a
so-
different role than the nanny, fair to say.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
really
we
had
see a
glow
lot
up.
more of her.
She wants to go into the
Very
room
revealing.
with the guy who's. I don't think we ever find out this guy's name.
Well,
but-
Wally?
no.
But she's informed she can't, and the security sitting there confirms.
Ears
You can
McGee,
go
if you will.
Ears McGee, is that what we call
Ears
him?
McGee. Ears McGee. Yeah.
Is that his?
You do not see his ears?
No? Honestly.
As a person with big ears, I feel very self-conscious right now.
I didn't know who he is.
Ben McGee.
Young woman Tracy says she'll swing by again tomorrow. The box watcher or the watcher, I'll basically call him all the time, takes the coffees and returns to the box room. But as he puts the code into the door, he notices Tracy's trying to see the code. And there's just a lot of really weird lines.
I don't like the way how he says it.
Yeah, you're a bad girl, Tracy. And she says, try me.
Oh, we've lost your feed,
Ah,
Ben.
Ben.
You've lost your
camera.
camera, Ben.
Too bad.
Did it overheat?
Yep.
No signal.
Right.
It overheated.
I think it's telling us.
Technically.
What was it telling us?
El
Elgato.
gato.
Yes.
Yep.
Is that-
The cat.
I'm just gonna power on and I'll turn it back on when it's cooled down a bit. Okay.
Right, you're
You don't need to.
Really?
Yep.
You don't want to wait?
Fucking kidding me. It's
Or
overheating.
change to another camera?
That would mean he has to edit stuff.
I have to. The amount of work that would be required for me to change to a different camera is not insignificant.
All right, you can be El Cato.
Okay. I think it's Otagle, actually.
So how much money are you going to invest in a cooling system for your cameras?
In his water cooled camera.
I think my mistake was having it on like for nearly half an hour before you guys arrived.
No, your mistake was apparently buying something that isn't up to a few hours of streaming.
I
Come on.
agree with Sean.
Okay, all right, I'll move on. Well, I don't have to worry about sitting back anymore. That's handy, actually. All right.
Yeah. You didn't talk about, any of the, the way they held those coffee cups and the way they swung them around, put them on angles.
Are you saying that
I've already heard this one.
you don't think that there was any coffee in those cups, Michael?
It was pretty bad. There was, I forget whether it was
Why?
in this scene or another scene as well, but there was some bad foley with the coffees as well.
Why did he take both of them when she brought one for
Because
her
she
and
said
one
just
for
take both. She actually told him to take both.
Why did she
I
bring two?
might have tuned out a bit during this episode when the scenes went on for too long.
Okay,
You're
so
not the only one, Katie.
You're
she
talking to your mum about the nanny.
she says try me, and then he leaves, and then she stands there for a moment, and then she leaves. So he basically resumes his watching. Then we cut to the Great Northern. And
Before we do that, though, the scene even before she arrives, it felt like it took 5 minutes for him to sit there, change a card, and then we got the door.
but it didn't.
Like, it's
I
so slow.
Did you time
And
it?
he's
Like,
watching,
deliberately
he's
slow.
watching a box for what felt
I said to Sean, this is
Endless.
boring. That's what I said to Sean.
You know,
Then
actually,
about the empty coffee cups. So
Actually, one of the things that I found, because it focuses so long on this box in certain shots, that you start to look for something that might change. Did that not happen to any of you?
I was
No, I was like,
literally
move on.
starting to fall asleep.
Probably not at the best time to watch it.
He was fine when we started.
Okay, so anyway, we cut to the Great Northern, and we see Benjamin. He's talking to one of the staff members about some skunk thing, and Jerry arrives. So they're both still around. And I put a
haven't
Is
comment.
this the only scene from Twin Peaks, the whole episode?
No,
No, we get the police station as well.
Yep.
Twice.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, I talked over you, Nelly. What did you say?
Oh, I just said they haven't aged well.
yeah, both are old. That's what I wrote.
I
I
recognise
like that
Benjamin.
Jerry
once
came in
he
with
said
food.
Jerry.
Oh, who did you think he was before
Same
that?
person.
Did you think, oh, not another new person?
Well, yeah, I did think that.
He even says
I was
brother
looking
or
at
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was
Yeah.
probably around then that I figured it out. But I was like, Jerry, that means that must be Ben. Okay.
So Jerry is being Jerry and asks Benjamin if he's banging the new woman who just left the room.
Being very tasteless.
Yep. Jerry's eating wheat-infused
Mm.
banana bread, and apparently it's his new business. They say there's a bit of banter, and the last line is, "Are you wearing mother's hat?" Don't know why that one stuck in my head. I didn't even write that one down. We cut to the police station, and Lucy is behind her desk at reception. Someone arrives, and apparently they're an insurance salesman. They're looking for Sheriff Truman.
She does not look a heck of a lot different.
No,
She
she doesn't.
No.
She's aged
There's
well.
a bit less hair.
And her voice is the same. I even recognised it.
There you go.
Yay, son.
This
Top point for Lucy.
insurance salesperson is looking for Sheriff Truman, but she says which one. That threw me. I was like, wait a second. Which one? What does that
No,
mean?
it's-
I thought she was just being cryptic for no reason, and turns out she was.
Oh, no, I figured that there was a reason, we just don't know why yet.
Yeah,
I figured he had a son or something, or a child or something.
yeah, I still don't know. Well, I can't remember off the top of my head.
This is when I was fighting to stay awake the first time around, by the
Oh,
way.
okay. Yeah, I wrote, but apparently there's more than one. Lucy hasn't changed and is talking, but the insurance man has already left. Cut to
There's a lot of repeating the same lines in
So, yes.
episode.
Mm.
And it was
Because like the sales insurance guy says the same thing,
Yes, he says, "I'm looking for
and she
Sheriff
repeats
Truman."
herself as well.
and she repeats herself, and then later on other people repeat themselves.
Hmm.
It's
Uh,
annoying. That's all I'm saying.
We cut to a car driving through the woods and to some very interesting music.
And Mercedes.
Yes, it was a Mercedes. Yeah, the music was definitely noticeable. It stops outside, so the car stops outside a cabin, and a long-haired Cooper gets out.
You mean a
Well,
bronzed
Yeah,
long
I
head?
didn't mention bronze, but that's a very good
Yeah.
point.
I wrote no
I
thank you.
wrote really,
Oh,
as soon as
things have
he
changed.
stepped out of the Mercedes, I wrote really using his bobness for evil.
And
Mm.
because
that
I
what you're
hadn't
saying?
made
You're
that
saying this is
connection yet,
Bob?
Katie, I said he
Yeah.
sounds possessed. And now once
There's-
when Katie said mentioned before, yeah, because he had Bob
Oh, yeah.
in
Sorry,
him
yeah.
at the end of it.
Well, that did not cross my
So it's
mind.
fine.
For one moment this entire episode.
Did you think,
Oh,
wow,
really?
Cooper turned into an asshole?
It's been 25 years. He's probably pretty annoyed.
He's got long hair like Bob. He's Bob.
Yeah, he's
But
Bob.
you remember that was the last thing that we saw at the end of season 2, was him looking into the mirror.
There was
saying-
20
Saying
minutes
Bob.
of red curtains is what I remember about the end of season 2.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize you didn't get that. Okay. Yes, I think they're going hard on the fact that he's
Nope, not hard enough.
bad.
If everyone else waited 25 years between watching these things, they're going to have no idea.
Well, Sean, it didn't click for me until Katie mentioned at the start of this chatty chat.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
but I did say he sounds possessed. So
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a bit of a monotone
Yeah,
speaker
I'm with
now.
you.
As he
oh, and
approaches,
deadpan.
yeah. So as he approaches the cabin, someone with a shotgun comes out, but he knocks them to the ground quite easily. He doesn't knock him out. He goes inside, and the people inside seem to know him. The outside gun guy comes in, and he just effortlessly gets knocked out. Cooper
But
is
the two
As
oldies in the
effortlessly as
cabin.
you said that word.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the two oldies in the cabin, they all look similarly possessed.
They all look what? Sorry.
Similarly possessed.
They all do look at
They're
it
all
weird.
kind of a bit out of it, yeah.
Yeah,
It reminded me
Zombie.
of like the Red Room, but
in the real world.
Stilted
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, something's not quite right. Yes.
I wasn't really sure what these people were though. Either like are they hobos or
We don't know.
Native Americans, or are they just like a enclave of disabled people?
whoa, I feel slightly attacked.
Wow.
What?
In what way?
Are they just Americans?
No.
I said Native
She said
American.
Native Americans. I actually thought they were Native.
Oh, why?
American.
I thought they were Native Americans as well. Yeah.
Maybe there was a few times that
I
I
didn't
thought
think
to
of that.
myself, oh gosh, this is just stupid. And I'm like, oh, it's American.
No, I think there were sort of like they'd skinned some pelts and hung them on the walls in a way that made me.
It felt more hillbilly than.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was a bit that and a bit also, yeah, that they were kind of out of it. Especially,
Oh,
I did.
yeah, especially that main guy.
It
And they
also came-
repeated that. Sorry, go on.
No, you finish. Sorry.
I was just going to say they repeated their names as well. I can't remember what they were now, but they made sure to say them twice so that we caught them.
The main
was
guy
looking
that
for
he
Ray
started talking to
Dyer.
was Otis.
Otis, yeah, that's it. And then
And I feel
the two people
Sorry.
that he was looking for were Ray and Daya. Sorry, go.
so now that Michael's we brought attention to Native American, I do feel like in Ben's office, they do make a big point of showing you all
Mm.
his artwork.
He
behind
always
it
did.
as well. Mm.
Or when he wasn't being in the army.
Yep.
My favorite Ben.
So thanks for pointing that out. And it's Benjamin, just FYI.
It's Ben.
Okay,
It's the
so
one Ben, if you will.
Ray and Daya come out and they're younger and look a bit, shall we
Less
say,
possessed.
more normal than everyone else in the room.
Less possessed.
Yes.
Yeah. a little bit weird.
All right, so they all leave, not before Ray and Daya say bye to everyone else in the room. And I vaguely recall the subtitles saying that there was like a chicken noise in the room for some reason. That's why I have no idea why.
Voodoo.
Because they're kind of a bit hillbilly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right,
Chicken.
we go.
All a bit weird.
Yes, definitely. We go back to the glass box in New York City, and the Watcher.
Actually, sorry, just to stop. So why did he go there then?
We don't
Just
know.
like I know you described all the bits that happened, but
He
why
went there
did
to
he-
pick up
he went
those
in there.
Ray and
He
Daya.
knocked the guy out. He's just there to pick up those two. Okay.
That's what I took from the scene anyway.
Which
Yep.
will mean nothing.
Wow,
In the
that's some
end.
negativity over there. Okay, so back
I
to
was
the
actually just trying to remember, so I'm ready for the next episode.
back to the glass box in New York City, and the Watcher is changing one of the memory cards. He hears the elevator, but then he notes that there's no intercom announcement that there's a delivery, so he goes out. The security guy isn't there, but Tracy is with 2 coffees. He checks the
Here's
bathroom.
McGee. Thank you.
Sorry, what?
Here's
Here's
Vicky.
McGee. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Call him by his official name.
So security man is nowhere to be found, even after they check in the bathroom. So
Yeah, why is that? At this point, I thought, oh, I don't know, there's something special in the room, and she's someone special wanting to get at it, and has she done something to him or lured him out?
all good questions. Okay, so Tracy and the Watcher dude head inside the glass box watching room. There's a bit there. They talk a little bit, but anyway, they go in. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Watcher.
I was honestly expecting her to murder him on the he turns away from her, he walks away down a hallway. I'm like,
You
she's
thought
gonna
she'd pull out a
I-
knife and.
or she's
I was very distrusting of her. Very distrusting.
Swing their coffee cups around. Nobody could be bothered to fill them with
Cavalierly,
water.
right, Michael?
And also, when they sit on the couch, it is tiny and it makes her look like a giant.
Oh yeah,
compared to
because
him.
I was bothered by how she put her legs when she was sitting there. They were sort of like outward, and her ankles were pointed inward.
Oh, I did notice that actually. Yeah.
It's just like, why is she sitting like that?
Well,
Because
her
she
knees
doesn't
were
want to sit
together and
with
that's
her
what mattered.
knees open. That's why, yeah. What do you think?
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. Can you tell I'm not a woman?
That camera angle was right up her hoo-ha. So yeah.
Well, she has no
Nothing
problem with her
written
hoo-ha,
on
okay? As we find out shortly.
So are we at the undressing part?
No, we're not quite there yet. Sorry.
Okay.
We
So-
do learn that a billionaire is paying for all
Yes. So we find the guy, the dude,
Just like guys up.
the dude explains that he got this job out of college, and that he's just meant to watch the box to see if anything happens. And he says, "I've never seen anything, but the guy before me did, but he wouldn't tell me, or he couldn't tell me." They sit down on the sofa and watch the box, and the box watcher just starts staring at Tracy, and they start making out. And then he says, "Do you want to make out?" It's like, well, what were you doing before?
Yeah, it's like you might want to
Did you
start.
actually say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, after that already started.
So anyway, she undresses. Okay, go.
Romantic.
I wrote coffee
As
breath.
she's undressing,
Yep.
I wrote, I feel like her job is to distract him from the box with another box.
And I wrote sex in the Bob containment room.
You're all class,
Coffee
Katie.
breath, kissing breath.
I know. I said that with my mother sitting right next to me.
You laughed?
For a second, but she got that.
Okay.
There's a lot of buttons on her dress, so they drew it out extraordinarily longer than they should have needed to.
So they start making out intensely this time, not like before. This is real making out, just if you're ever curious, non-Americans.
Probably more than making out. But okay.
I've definitely got a few more bases on past making out.
So we get a
Isn't it
shot
hallway?
of the box, and we see it slowly start to darken until it's completely pitch black in the box. But they haven't noticed yet. Watcher Guy finally notices it and sort of like holds it still and just says, "Shh, wait." And she turns around and notices as well that the box is completely pitch black. And we see something in the box. It's humanoid.
Is it
Alien-esque.
staticky, Ben?
Okay, maybe. Is
It's
that
like
what-
an alien.
If it made a noise, would it make a noise like was on the recording?
That's a good question. Well, it did actually make some noise when it hit the glass because it was trying to get them. So it bangs at the
She
glass.
made the noise, didn't she?
Well, she screamed as well. But there was definitely a noise happening. I can't remember exactly how to describe it. It might have just been Foley. I don't know. Who knows? It might have not actually been making any noise. Anyway, it eventually breaks through the glass and rushes towards them and kills them. I'm assuming they're dead.
I'm sorry. That was
There's a lot of cuts.
yeah. That's a lot more
There's a lot of
description
blood.
to that, Ben.
Yeah, it
I wrote
slices and dices them. Would you
Yeah.
prefer that?
The good
I don't
news
know,
is
it's
that
like
don't worry
he's-
about the new characters.
I get it.
Yeah.
It looks really weird because it looked like he was just putting his half transparent head through their heads, and there was just a lot of blood happening, and that was it.
Was like he was playing Fruit Ninja.
So
What was
Sean,
weird was at the moment that
did
the
check it.
glass broke, like they didn't sort of startle at all. Like they just sort of sat,
Oh, I thought
sat
they
there.
did.
Really?
Yeah,
At the
I-
moment that it broke.
I thought it was okay.
I think, yeah, I feel
I
like
didn't.
they were kind of like in shock.
Sean, I just wanted to ask you, how pleased were you to see these two characters die, knowing that you wouldn't need to remember them?
Oh, pretty pleased. Yeah. It was great. I was like, good.
We-
That was 2 new characters, and now they're gone.
Yep.
We actually picked out
Unless
who
they
she
come
was.
Yeah, she was.
Ben,
Maria. I
remember
thought they
how
could've been
I-
able to tell her from the other characters, but not anymore. Never mind.
Remember how I felt about in the last season about the show potentially being supernatural and
Yep.
not being a huge fan?
Mhm.
If the show is about aliens, Ben, I'm going to be even madder. Just
Okay.
you've been warned.
Good to know.
I have a note later, Katie, that concurs with your.
I have a note here from Sean saying the music is the same, and she has little asterisks around it. That I'm assuming you're talking about the intro music there, Sean.
Yeah, that was the intro music.
Yeah.
That went on forever.
It was
I
short,
was
actually.
kinda-
It wasn't that long.
I always skipped it. There was no skip. on
Can
this
I,
one.
as someone who never got the skip button in the previous seasons, it was shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get a skip button this time?
No,
Nope.
I didn't get a skip button.
No, I don't
either.
think we did either.
First episode.
I've
of the
never
season
gotten a
makes
skip
sense.
button.
I definitely got a skip button.
I hate
kinda
that.
hoping-
that I
But
didn't
next
use.
I'm hoping
episode
that-
we do.
those two people or the room or something. That I just hope that something about that is important, because they just spent so long on it for them to just introduce two characters just so that they could nude up. It was just.
I feel like we'll be back there.
Was he just reveling in sort of having a different, in a later time period, sort of being able to show some flesh?
I've got a question for you guys.
Ages in it.
I understand. So what do you take from what we saw of this glass box scene?
I think it has to do something with the oh my god, what was his name? Garland guy, whatever his title was.
Yeah.
I reckon it has something
Could
to
be.
do with the
Major.
alien thing that they were monitoring. Major that they were monitoring was the first thing I thought of, but it's their monitoring whatever that was.
I
So
can't really think of who's a billionaire.
Is it Josie's boss who's a billionaire?
he's dead.
Didn't they all die though?
No.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Eckhart and the
We presumed they did.
Ebenezer or whatever his name was.
And,
Well,
it just
and the
kinda
glasses
sounded
went flying.
woo-woo.
Yep. So the reason I ask, the reason I ask is, I thought when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, what is it about that moment that made it appear then, rather than not any other time?
Because it turned
When
out
they
what
were
they
making
needed was
out.
sexy times in the room.
Yeah. So like, is it something about? Is it the fact that they were making out that made it appear?
Oh, didn't
Yeah, I
the
didn't
thing?
think about
Oh
it.
god, didn't it have to do the White Lodge and the Black Lodge have to do with love and fear?
But neither
I mean,
of
I
that was
wouldn't call it
happening.
love,
Mm,
but
no,
like,
me either.
could it be construed as? I don't
Could an
know.
evil demon spirit get confused between love and other things?
Well, they do say that
Love
is
and
it-
lust.
there is a saying that love and fear are the same emotion. So
I don't think either emotion were there.
no,
Yeah,
Michael
that's
wasn't
interesting.
convinced.
No, I
Yeah.
just didn't think that at all. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
Fear
I just
when
assumed
it
it was
appeared.
when it would happen in the narrative in a TV show is when they were distracted.
I was just annoyed because it was woo-woo.
Okay, all right, I'll move on.
I did kind of hope that her trying to get in the room had some other point.
I guess we'll find out.
Anyway, halfway through the episode, we cut to an
Will
entirely
we-
new location with entirely new characters that has no relation to anything that we've seen before.
And it's definitely more
take
things to be
forever.
annoyed about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So I'll skip through all
I
this.
think it actually, for me, got better from here. Like we
Oh,
we
really?
spent so much time up to this point on so few
just wanted
scenes
to
with so little.
Fast
happening.
forward through the lady.
I agree.
It sort of got going after this, I thought.
I agree with Michael, but I also think the scenes were still really drawn out and things that didn't need to be in it were in it.
Yeah.
There was
and I-
This could have been half-
nothing
a
happened
30-minute
for half an
episode.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so we cut to Buckhorn, South Dakota, and a woman is walking along an apartment corridor with groceries and a dog smells something from a room. And from the woman's reaction, it's a very unpleasant smell, and she calls the police. So there's so many things. So I find this woman extremely annoying, just in general.
The dog's name is Armstrong.
Yep. But when she's making the phone call, she can't remember her address. She can't remember where she
There's a
lives.
lot of things she can't remember, Ben. I think
Yeah.
she
There's
must
a lot
admit,
yeah, she was
not home.
annoying.
Yeah. Police arrive, and there's a whole bit with trying to get access to the apartment, and
Mm.
but in the end, I'm just skipping a whole bunch of stuff here.
I think it's just supposed to be funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
and she ended up having the key the whole
Yeah,
long.
I think that's
It's-
what it's supposed to be.
yeah, and it just isn't.
It
It's
has
just
come a
like,
long way in 25 years, David.
Yeah.
Lynch.
yeah. Well, this isn't current. Okay, this is like
Yeah, this is that's more recent.
Although, who was the guy that
Yeah,
was
with
it
the bag.
Hank that he saw, or Harvey or
Yes,
something
I like that guy's like,
He
oh no,
said-
I'm in trouble.
He seems like he is up to something dodgy.
Yep.
Like
It's
I feel
probably
like he's
completely
going to come
unrelated.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they could have segued to
Yeah,
him in
believe
the
that.
alleyway a lot easier and in a lot less time.
Mm.
Mm.
Anyway, into the apartment, Ben.
Yes.
Oh,
sorry.
also, not a very sturdy door. It moves when they knock.
It might be a set door.
Someone forgot to fill it.
made of
What?
everything's made of plywood.
Haven't I
Um,
wrote
sure he
that
had
down?
that much.
On a TV show?
I wrote, is all this chit chat in the hallway necessary?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Mm.
When they enter Ruth's apartment, they eventually find her corpse in her bed, and we see that there's a hole where one of her, I think it's her left eye, should be.
Gross.
The next scene is all the police people are taking photos and collecting evidence, and a police officer who is, I guess, is a detective, arrives, and we find out later that his name's Dave, so I'm just going to call him Dave now. But the coroner, I think this woman's the coroner, who works with him. She says, "Okay, help me," and they pull the doona back, and the head is the woman's head, but the body that's under there is a man's body.
That's grotesquely bloated and stuff. And I
Yes.
wrote, why are we suddenly so graphic now that we have the technology to do it?
Oh,
Is this what
I
he
think
wanted
it was
to do all along and just couldn't?
probably, and it was on
Yeah.
network telly back
Mm.
then when the
It
ratings
felt
were
very
different.
unnecessary. But yeah,
I was annoyed with Dave for requiring praise for wearing gloves this time, like he doesn't wear gloves all
Yeah.
the other times in forensic scenes.
how did he even
So-
pass police college, whatever, without?
But he also put on the gloves, then went outside and hung onto the gate and everything, and then went back into the evidence.
Oh, you're talking about the police people? Yeah. Totally.
Oh, sorry, we're
Yeah,
talking about
the-
someone else.
Okay, so then we cut to Log Lady, and I was like, Log
Hello,
Lady,
Log
who
Lady.
is definitely not looking well.
No, she's got one of the oxygen
Um,
thingies
yep.
in.
Yes.
Has
can't-
Hawk not been promoted in 25 years? Wasn't he a deputy before?
I mean,
He's
we
now
all know that
acting
he's the
deputy.
only real
Yeah.
police
Yeah.
person there. Yeah.
The man with the mostest.
I did
And
think
they
the
won't
same thing,
promote him.
Nisha.
So
But no, remember Hawk says that he doesn't want the sheriff's job. Like, remember that was back in the season.
His next step up would
I
be
don't,
sheriff,
but okay.
and I don't think. Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
remember him saying he
I guess
didn't
it was
want
a
to.
choice.
Mm.
okay. So Log Lady calls Hawk at the police station, and Lucy gets the call and puts it through to Hawk. She says it's the line with the light blinking in true Lucy fashion.
I did love that as a throwback to season 1.
The police station has not advanced technology in 25
No,
years.
no, it hasn't.
Or changed its
They've-
decor.
They've probably had their
Oh.
funding cut, to be honest.
There was one big difference in the station, though.
The lack of donuts on the table.
Yes.
Well, they're getting donuts. Donuts are
Yeah, they're
mentioned.
fine.
Yeah. So Log Lady has says that the log has a message for Hawk. She says something is missing and you have to find it. It has to do with Special Agent Dale Cooper. The way you will find it has something to do with your heritage.
Sorry, was that Dale's heritage or Hawk's heritage?
It
I'm
was Hawk's
assuming
heritage
Hawk's
because they
heritage.
carefully show the totem pole on his desk during the scene.
Yeah.
I do think that Cooper's heritage is Caucasian.
Yeah. Yeah. pretty much,
Colonialism.
for sure. Or maybe he's from space and
Murder.
or something. Okay.
And Log Lady is very weak, but can still hold that log.
Yeah.
Yes, and not the
For a
oxygen tank
baby?
instead.
Maybe the log's the only thing keeping her alive. Who knows?
Does sound like that was going to be her last phone call ever.
She got very upset too.
Yeah.
As
the
in it
way
looked like she
ended,
was
I
about
was
to
like, oh my
cry.
god, is she going to die?
I really liked the way that Hawk spoke with her. He's so gentle, you know. I thought, oh, this is so nice.
Oh,
This
and
is
straight to the
probably-
point.
This is probably the most I've forgotten the word. Oh god. You know,
Human?
when you see something from
Empathetic?
when you see something from a long time ago and you're like, oh, the memories or something like that.
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
Thank you.
Oh.
This scene made me feel a lot of nostalgia. I was like, I love these people. I like Log Lady and Hawk. I love them. I love them to death. And I think that they're treated so well in this scene. Anyway,
But not later. Is that what you're saying?
I've got no idea. I don't remember. Okay, I only remember the big.
Nelly, I don't
moments.
think Log Lady's making a return.
No.
Just getting cut up like a watermelon.
Someone's going to play Fruit Ninja on her. Okay. Back at Buckhorn Police Station, the coroner woman is. I don't need to say woman. I just meant to distinguish that. That's a
Oh, we
different
know what you
person.
meant.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
No,
You don't know her name.
Okay. All right, I'm continuing.
Women can't have positions of power, is
No,
what you're saying.
just forget it.
You know.
I never mentioned it.
It just stood out.
So the coroner is running Prince, and immediately, well, nearly immediately, finds a match for Prince that, and
You mean
no,
principal?
and calls over Dave and says, "Oh, look who it is! This is my kid's principal, Bill
Sounds like
Hastings."
he's everybody's principal.
So apparently, Buckhorn is probably not at that big a town because Dave is friends with Bill Hastings. They've known each other since they were kids.
And he's from Good Girls.
So they note
The-
that they
He's
Yes,
Shaggy.
That's what we know him from anyway.
really.
Matthew Lillard.
Oh yeah,
he's
no, yeah,
from-
Matthew Lillard. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
playing Bill
He's
Hastings.
Shaggy.
Was
Yeah.
he in Love
From Scooby-Doo.
Actually as well?
No,
I think we're talking about different people.
Matthew Lillard was in Hackers.
Scream.
Yep.
I remember Scooby Doo.
Yep, Scooby Doo as well. Yep,
Oh no, right?
very very good actor. And I think he actually acts extremely well in this show. So
for later.
they note, so the coroner notes that they still don't know who the male body belongs to. Detective Dave, but I'm just going to call him Dave, goes to Bill's house and arrests him, even though the Morgans are coming over for dinner. I just found this line so annoying. It's like,
So
no one cares, okay?
they make a big show.
That was
of
actually
the door
later.
knocker.
He
That
does
the
it twice
Morgans come.
actually. She,
Oh,
she says it once and then
Does
they
she?
come back later. I
Yeah,
think.
she says that, but she doesn't mention the Morgans second time, but yes.
She just mentions dinner. She's having people.
Yeah, so what about the knocker there?
It's
Nell?
a wolf head.
Oh,
The door knocker.
We just
Oh,
lost
Michael.
oh, he's back.
Gonna sneeze.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you don't want to see the explosion?
We'll hear it, don't worry.
I'm
I
jealous.
just want to muck up
Yeah.
Ben's camera.
Thank you.
It's because it moved.
I'm not going to
Yes,
change
it's
it.
a wolf head.
Okay. Yeah, I did notice that, but thank you.
And I wrote mean anything, Ben? Question mark.
Yeah, I guess we'll
yeah,
find out.
I noticed that as well. I
Uh,
forgot about it, but I noticed it.
Cut back to Hawk, who is carrying 2 evidence boxes into the police station conference room, where we've seen many a donut box.
Yes, that's where I wrote. No donuts. That's what's missing.
And Lucy and Andy arrive, and they're apparently there to help him find
Wally!
what's missing. And we hear about Wally, their son, who is now 24. We also hear a little bit about what's happened with Cooper since season 2. That he
Nobody's
sort of
seen him.
has fallen off the map.
God, that's not Cooper.
That dialogue felt very heavy. How they were just pushing, letting us know it has been 24 years. No one's seen Dale. It was very repetitive.
I actually think it's important that they establish it because they haven't established it up to this point.
Yeah, it's
we're like
right at the
near-
beginning. It's 25 years.
Well,
No, no.
Yeah,
He
right.
didn't even send a
start,
Christmas card.
Yeah.
Saying "see you in 25." Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because I guess you told us so much, but
But this is another time when I'm like, why are they force feeding us all this stuff? But I remembered
I feel like
it was the same
they
from
would-
the original series in
Mm.
America.
So that they have
I feel like
time
they
to
were just
do
making
10-minute
that
box scenes. Here's all the actual information in this really awkward dialogue.
You know what I
Now,
thought when I saw
Two scenes.
when I saw Hawk come into this conference room? I thought, I wonder if the table still comes up to Lucy's chin.
When they're all sitting at the tables and they're all like this.
Let him sit down.
Okay, we go back to Buckhorn, and Bill is going to interrogate. Sorry, Dave is going to
Dave?
interrogate Bill. Dave
Some other
starts.
dude that we have to recognize turns up as well.
Yeah. So Dave starts
familiar.
asking about Ruth. But
He looked
Bill,
hot. That's what I thought.
Okay. He's kept his shirt on, unfortunately, right, Nelly?
Yes. Oh my god,
um,
naked ladies and half naked men. We could have released anyway.
Like a
uh,
child.
apparently, Bill knows Ruth, but only barely. He knows that she's a librarian, and I saw her a couple months ago. We see that Bill's becoming more and more agitated as the interview proceeds.
I reckon he's
Um,
having an affair with his assistant. Was it Beth?
Yes. So yeah, he mentions. So there's
Just
one
took
point
an
where he's
hour to get home.
where Dave is asking him to account for his time, and he's like, "It took you like 45 minutes to drive home. The town probably takes 10 minutes to drive across." That's my theory anyway. That's probably why he was like 45 minutes. That's
That sounds
weird.
about right. It takes me
The
about 10
guy-
minutes to walk from one side of Pakenham to the other,
The
and it's about the
Bill-
same population.
Bill was surprised as well, though, by the time. He
Yes.
seemed like
So,
like-
yeah.
kind of like, oh wait, yeah, why did it take me that long?
Yes.
Then why was he so specific about the meeting finished at 9:30? I got home at 20 past 10,
Mm.
half past 10. He was very clear with the hours. And he did the whole looking off when you're trying to consult your memory. He was very precise. And then he started looking a bit
I
when
took
asked for
it.
details.
I actually thought to myself watching this, I'll continue on. So eventually, so Bill's freaking out, and I wrote, he seems innocent to me. He doesn't seem like he seems like he has no idea about what any of this is about. But then Dave finally tells him that Ruth was murdered and that Bill's prints were found all over her apartment.
John
Got
had a
about
theory.
this.
Yep. What was it?
I think someone has hacked the system and swapped his prints with someone else's prints.
Okay.
Ooh, I like it.
Who do you have any theories on who the someone might be?
Phyllis,
could be
his
Dale.
wife, who knows
wow.
he's having an
You
affair
got
with
the wife.
Beth.
And has the
And-
ability to swap prints on the.
Yeah, that's
No,
pretty-
well,
pretty
if
impressive.
if he's having an
Well, she's
affair, then it
friends
is
with
his
Dave.
prints in the room. If he's not having an affair, and it's
But it
not his
wasn't-
prints in the room, then
He
it's the
wasn't
actual
having an
murderer.
affair with her. He was having the affair with his assistant, not the librarian.
We haven't met.
We
his
don't get any
assistant.
objection.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
but
have-
he talked about a Beth.
Okay.
I find it
You know-
interesting that
Beth-
Ellie
Beth
jumped
was his
straight
wife.
to the
Yeah.
to the principal having an affair with his assistant.
Beth was his wife's name on Good Girls.
Oh,
Okay, let's stick with the cast of Twin Peaks.
We're almost there.
As
Yeah.
Bill is put into a holding cell, he asks to speak to his wife. Cut to the Hastings house, and the police are arriving with a search warrant. Phyllis is annoyed because the Morgans are coming over for dinner, but she doesn't mention them this time.
And she looks sus too.
Yes,
I
yes, she does look sus.
She does.
When searching Bill's car, they lift an esky and see something under it. It looks like sashimi. I'll be honest. It looks like sashimi. Does it not, Sean?
Raw chicken.
I thought it looked like old chicken.
Okay, chicken.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looked like a nipple. Okay, but whatever, guys.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we're a bit distracted this episode, Kate.
I just got to say, Katie, I'm worried for your nipples if you think that looks like a nipple.
Just say. One, who cares that his flashlight didn't work? It was freaking daytime and the box was right in front of their face.
Mhm.
And don't
I was
continue to
assuming
use
it was
the
like one of
flashlight.
those
The flashlight's
blue
not
light-
working.
No, I thought
he
it was
just
going to be one of
wanted
those blood detection ones, to flash
Mm.
Oh,
if there's any body
yeah,
fluids. But then
yeah.
it wasn't. It was just a flashlight. Oh,
Mm,
They just wanted to be
Yeah.
able to use the strobe effect, Katie. That's all.
mm.
I like that Sean just said flashlight as well. It just makes me really happy.
yeah, I stole it from you accidentally.
So
I appreciate it.
straight after this scene, we go back to the black and white scene with the giant. We see him for a second, then we focus on the phonogram, and we just hear some scratching noises as the credits roll, and that's the end of the episode.
Starring Craig McLaughlin. Boo, boo, boo.
What, Craig
Kyle.
McLaughlin?
Kyle.
Wow. Yeah, what's his face? Lord Atreides. I don't know. I just
Like,
remember
what?
that
I
one.
didn't
Oh,
Notice him.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
was like, was Craig McLaughlin in this?
I wrote here, missing body and head. Sounds like we are heading back to Woo Woo Land.
You don't think the ghost in the box that murdered two people?
Yeah, that's
in
part
front
of the
their
Woo
eyes
Woo
was-
Land as well.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I would have been like, well, head and body mixed up. You know,
You're already
any
there.
any killer could make that mistake, but but ghost in a box, I don't think killers do that.
We knew it was going to Woo Woo Land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, that's the end of the episode. There's a lot to go. Don't stick with it, guys. I promise you that this is going to be rewarding. Okay.
I think it was an interesting way to have a first episode back after 25 years, to have it really long and drawn out and not really introduce people. It was just like new face, new face, new face, new face. And then
Whoa.
let's kill off
I'm-
2 new faces who you learnt her name, Tracy. I remembered her name. I was like, this is going to be important. Remember her name. Dead.
They threw in a couple of old ones though, just to throw you a bone.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a good 5 minutes of characters we recognised.
I was expecting to see all of the characters we recognized. I was waiting for Audrey. I was waiting for
Yep.
all of the good ones.
Okay.
Where's James? What happened to him?
Who?
And Leo, where's Leo?
James,
Oh yeah, James.
singer-songwriter.
Leo.
I don't need to see James again.
With his guitar.
What did happen with Leo? He just ran off into the woods, didn't he?
No, didn't he get stuck with the spider box on his head?
Yeah, what
He
happened to
never
him after
escaped.
that? We never
He's still
found
waiting.
out.
We don't know.
Is he still sitting there 25 minutes, 25 years
He
later?
might be. He might be a skeleton because I think he would be Leo.
My guess is he wouldn't have any hair left either. Because he was very receding.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
This is so Sean can recognize you when he turns up later.
Where's Bobby?
Yeah, that's
There's
a good
heaps.
Snake?
questions.
Where's Snake at?
Very good questions. Very good questions.
Fucking
Where's Nadine? Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
thank you.
the
Could not think
curtain
of her
pirate.
name.
Yep. Yep.
Couldn't even think of Curtain Pirate.
Well, we may or may not ever learn those things.
Oh yeah, and
Another fan fiction.
Cooper's girlfriend, the non-nun, and her sister in the eatery,
Mm,
Yeah. Well,
and her
Peggy,
husband.
not Peggy. What was her name?
Norma.
Yeah,
person.
Norma.
Norma died in real life before this was filmed.
Okay,
Yeah, some
so
of the
she
cast
ain't
were
returning.
unable to return.
I guess
even-
that's why the milk.
What's his name?
I forget.
Andy? No.
No,
Annie.
that's it. Thank you.
Annie.
Good job.
Mm.
Heather Graham.
I just need to go through all the names.
She wasn't dead then.
So
Right,
we are
definitely.
definitely going to see more old cast members. We are definitely going to see more of them.
Maybe
I
they moved
quite-
to Buckthorn.
Pardon?
Maybe they moved to Buckthorn.
Yeah, maybe.
Start new lives.
I will tell you, everything you've seen so far is relevant. So,
Including the wolf knocker.
well, that's relevant as the knocker on the front of their door. Yeah. I can't actually remember if that was relevant or not.
He has a broad definition.
We'll find
Some
out.
of it might only be relevant to his secret fan fiction that he's written as well. We don't know.
Have you been browsing the
I feel
internet
like-
again?
Ben is scrambling to send out like hooks for us to keep us interested.
No, not at all. Because you guys have already said you're going to stick through.
Yeah.
And
Katie?
We're already back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that none of this is something you should forget. Basically,
It's just
Okay.
something that I wish that I could have watched at 1.7 speed.
I can't believe we let this guy pick the next show.
then the next show, Severance, is very good.
I have to tell you.
Oh
so
no.
She watched it
Have you
all.
watched it already?
I haven't watched any of it. Okay, I should hang on. I've got cat
Has
stuff
he just
in
got
me. I haven't watched any of it
Did you say you've got a cat stuck in you?
I-
on?
Did you not
Yeah.
see?
Okay,
on me. Yeah.
it's unpleasant
Um,
to have a cat stuck inside you. Yeah.
Have you been 100% spoiled?
No. I know nothing about Severance. But ever since I said to Mum, the next show we're going to do after Twin Peaks is Severance, every week she'll go, you know what we should start watching? Severance. And then and she's like, why not? Why can't we watch it?
Did you tell her,
told
Mum?
you.
I've got a good
I'm
3-4 months before I
fine.
can watch that. Okay.
I've
So
told her
are you gonna
so
watch
many
with us?
times. Yeah, she's going to watch it.
Oh, that's good.
She wants to watch it.
We should totally get her to join in with you.
She can explain a lot of Americanism stuff. Hopefully, maybe not.
I don't think it
Severance
would
will
be
as bad as
necessary.
Twin Peaks.
Oh, yes, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, all right. Let's stop it there. I guess same time next week. Part 2. Look forward to it. Woo!
Woo woo.
Hooray.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yippee.